Welcome to Daddies the Podcast, featuring Eric and Greg. Join them each week as they hang with a new guest to talk about who they are, their why, and the stories that come up along the way. Thank you for being a part of the Daddies community.
Or they walk every girl, and it's just like, hey, you walked a run in, and once I think it's like a 4-run limit per inning, so then those games take a really long time when they walk, because what's that? 12 pitches to get the bases loaded. It takes a really long time. So
Wait, is it softball?
It's softball, yes.
Jinx.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
So, okay, I never played softball.
You probably would have played baseball.
Bigger ball, but
Yes.
you have to throw it underhand.
Yeah, like a loop-de-loop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's like,
Yeah,
I
right.
can't
I have
do
a
it.
friend that does that. Yeah.
It's
Huh.
it looks
I
tough.
always got hit by the ball in those kind of sports.
Can I tell you, that was my strategy. So I played baseball and I was really bad. And so what I would do is try to get hit by the ball, and it's a guaranteed base every
Okay.
single time.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
know.
they used to call him old softball Greg. No.
So fun fact, I used to, so when I played baseball, there was an individual, his name is Chad Cool, who ended up going and becoming like a professional baseball
I
player.
was going to say, you just
So-
called that his
That's
whole
a good name
government.
for a.
That is. And
It is.
another fun fact, he used to date my wife. So I was like, joke's on you. You should have stayed with him because
Oh.
get all that baseball
Yeah,
money.
look how well he's doing.
Yeah, right. He made like
Uh,
$5 million off that contract. So
Wow, my goodness.
Well, you have a
Yeah.
podcast, Greg, so who
yeah,
really
right. Yeah,
has
I know,
it?
that's way
super
cooler.
lucrative. Yeah,
I dated a guy. He was on the minor leagues, but he sucked. So.
Boo, you'll never make it to the majors.
Well, what is the what's that team now? The Savannah Bananas, or is that?
Oh, we're going.
Did you get tickets?
We got tickets.
Is that a real
Do you-
thing?
Do you know about the Savannah Bananas?
Not yet.
It's basically like, and I haven't been to a game, so I might be talking out of my ass, but they are basically like what's the Harlem Globetrotters
Yeah.
of baseball. So it's like a
Okay.
show. They like actually play
Oh.
baseball, but it's with like there'll be a couple guys that get behind the pitcher, and the three of them will do like a synchronized dance, and
Okay.
then he'll throw it fancy
That
to
sounds
the.
like my kind of baseball. It sounds
Ooh.
fun.
I am excited for it. I enjoy baseball, but it can get a little boring. I'm there
Wait,
for the hot dogs.
Hold on though. How did you get tickets? Tickets are fucking impossible to
Okay,
get.
so that's the thing. You have to enter a lottery, and they select as many people as can fill a stadium to play the lottery, and they'll say, hey.
So where are
and
you
then-
seeing it?
So and then we're actually seeing it in Delaware, Frawley Stadium, where the Blue Rocks play.
Isn't that the affiliate team?
For
Sorry, I don't want to yuck your yum or rain on your parade. I thought it was a team that's touring with the circuit that you had to enter the drawing for. It's not the Savannah Bananas. It's the minor league to their team.
no.
Look, I don't want to be
Still
that.
cool.
It's
Still
still
cool.
really cool. It's still really cool.
You're gonna make me Google my own the thing that I'm going to. Although I have it, it's all my wife. It's all Shay doing it.
I don't want to be.
know.
Let's not. I don't want to rain on your parade.
No, you've already
So,
yucked it enough.
Yeah, I did.
Mhm.
Mary, welcome. I was actually, right before you hopped on, I was going through your AMA that you did like 11, 12 years ago
Oh,
on
my
Reddit.
Reddit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That
Oh
was
no!
fun.
Usually when people find each other's Reddits, it's
I know, yeah.
not good
Yeah.
news.
I remember I was like, I think a friend suggested doing that. And I was like, oh, why not? And then all of a sudden, the next morning or whatever, I was like flooded with all these questions. I was like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Eric and I have never done one, so you're not responding in real time. Or were you on there, like, actually, like, people were like, hey, there were
Well,
some,
I
like,
think is what?
I was
There's
just going to say, there were some wild questions that some people were asking you.
I'm gonna have to revisit that. Did I respond to them all? I don't.
You
even,
did. Well, you did a good job.
You should just go back and start responding to them now.
11 years
yeah,
later.
Right? I remember I was like, I made like the front page of Reddit for like X amount of time. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
kinda
did you?
cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, but I think it was like, I think I posted it and it was either like I didn't really expect anything or I didn't really know what was gonna come. And yeah, I don't know if it was like real time. I think it was like some time, like a few hours went by and I like forgot about it. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm on the front page. Okay, I should probably answer these.
Well,
all right. Well, that brings us to the next segment of the show where we bring up your Reddit page and you answer
Yeah, right?
questions
I know.
a decade later.
yeah.
That'd be funny.
So, well, and it was a lot of, most people were asking like innocent questions, and then you get a couple people that are always like, but
Yeah,
it's,
the internet.
Well, it's
yeah, right. The internet is a
Yeah.
very it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put
I
it.
know, now it's kind of bringing me back. I try to be as tasteful as I could. I'm going to have to reread those now. You got me curious.
Well, and a lot of it was, Monsters Inc. related. And I have to say, Monsters Inc. is on in this house all the fucking time. And it is, it's one of those movies where, like, I've always enjoyed that. Like, I've always enjoyed it.
It's a good movie.
It is a good
I'm
movie.
a little biased.
Yeah,
course.
right. I'm sure you've probably seen it once or twice.
Oh, yeah.
But can I ask, is it your favorite Pixar movie?
So my favorite Pixar movie, I think, like, I definitely, Monsters Inc., of course, has a big special place in my heart. But my dad was a storyboard artist for Pixar. That's hence the Boo role.
Okay.
And the movie that I remember him working on the most, because at least back then it would take him like 6 to 8 years to make a movie, and that was Wall-E. So that was like the age that I was, maybe, I don't know, middle school, elementary school, whatever that time frame is, that I remember him like coming home and he would talk about the story development. And I mean, Wall-E, it was going to be a whole alien movie. Like, there was not going to be any English in it, and then it kind of evolved. So I think that, not only do I love Wall-E, I think it's a really good story. I think that was cool to like see the progression for so many years, and then be able to see it in theaters and really hear it from the storyboard's perspective all the way to the final production.
It's crazy that it takes so long.
Yeah, I'm sure they've kind of expedited the process
Sure.
a little now, just as like, politics goes.
You throw money at it too, and anything can be done faster.
It's true. But I know at least in the beginning, they would really spend their time with the story development. And
Wall-E's one of those ones that kind of is like, you'll see like, what was that thing? I saw some guy in a chair, and it did the same thing that all those people, like every human is on those chairs that just lays back. And I saw some product that they were advertising, and they were like, "Yep, Wall-E was right," or we're there right now.
And the other movie, what is it? Ready Player One, where they're all like VR.
Yep.
I don't know. Those kind of movies that are kind of like eerily like dystopian future, I think is like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like you said, sometimes I'll look around and be like, "Are we in Wall-E?" I don't know. Yeah.
I didn't see Ready Player One, but what was the other movie where it might have been a horror movie, or like maybe it was an action movie? Oh, Bruce Willis was in it. That's all I remember.
The Fifth Element?
No, but I did watch that recently. It's the one
I just
where
watched it recently too. I rewatched it. Yeah,
it's on. I think it's on Netflix, and it pops up on my thing whenever it comes up there. What is it? Multipass.
Yeah, Multipass.
But everybody lives in the virtual reality world, and Bruce Willis is a cop in the real world, but like a crime happens, and then they escape into the virtual reality. You're gonna make
That's
me
not
look it up.
Five Monkeys, is it?
No, Five Monkeys is Brad
familiar.
Pitt. Virtual reality, Bruce Willis, Surrogates, and you know what? Now that I'm like looking at pictures of it, it doesn't like ring a bell at all, like anything else that happened. So I'm gonna rewatch it, and I'll have to get back to you guys.
Cool. Netflix. I'll check it out too. Sci-fi thriller. I love it.
Yes.
So apparently, I've heard, and obviously not now. I mean, he's going through all of his health issues, but was it Kevin Smith who said how much of a dick Bruce Willis was to work with?
Oh, no.
They did a movie, and apparently just like not a nice dude. Yeah.
So it's a bummer when that happens, because I do Comic-Cons now, or I'll get to travel around and meet different actors. And there's always that once in a while where an actor is just a complete asshole. And then you have these people that are coming to meet their childhood heroes, and it's just like not a good experience. Bummer.
Can I tell you an asshole story? So,
please.
So my tattoo artist lives in Comic-Cons and any sort, like super into Star Wars. So anything Star Wars related, he'll go. And so Eric and I we're in Delaware, and so I guess there was a convention in Baltimore, and so he went, and this dude went and said, "Hey, Gene Simmons, can you sign this autograph book?" And so he signs it and he gives it back to him, and the dude looks at the book and he was like, "Hey, why did you do that?" And Gene Simmons is like, fuck you, I'll sign wherever I want. Evidently, he signed over Adam West's signature right after he died.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And so apparently, like, Gene Simmons went off to the point where they removed him from the festival or the Comic-Con and then had, I guess, the owner, whoever was running it, like, paid to get an Adam West signed like piece of memorabilia and gave it to this guy. But could you imagine, like,
wow,
who the hell are you?
I know William Shatner is kind of notorious for being a little bit like that.
I've heard of that.
You know, he's on his little, talk about those little carts, he's on it like knocking people out pretty much, like walking
like, you better move out of his way.
So, okay, so you get to do them a lot. Is there anyone who you didn't expect to be cool and is like, that person was the shit?
Let's see. Okay, well, one of my favorite, this is just the first thing that comes to mind. When I met Lou Ferrigno, I actually was working out with him in the hotel. Not with him, like we were like next to each other on the
You weren't working in a set?
No, right? He wasn't, that would have been cool. But
getting some reps with the Hulk, yeah?
Even if I couldn't.
The next day at the Comic-Con, we were in the green room and he approached me and was like talking about it. And I didn't expect that. I thought like, he's doing his own thing. He probably doesn't even know who I am. Like we don't need to talk about it. And then that was kind of cool because I was like, oh, wow.
That is cool.
Yeah. It reminds you that they're real people.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. And that's kind of what you get. You're like, especially because we're sitting in the green room often, like having lunch, and you're just surrounded by all these iconic people that you realize are just normal people and they're just like hanging out. And so, yeah.
Well, I think that's, I don't know, like, obviously Eric and I not being like, not doing acting or voice acting or anything like that. But like, whenever I meet somebody, I've never been to like a Comic-Con, but wherever, it's always kind of like, you are nervous going into that interaction because you're like starstruck, and then for them to be a dick would be heartbreaking.
Yeah, that is hard. Wasn't really a dick, but I met Weird Al Yankovic at a Comic-Con once, and my dad got to work with him. He was doing some of the music for Cars tunes that my dad directed. Okay. I don't know if it was the Matador, but anyway, I'm repping poster for it. But my dad passed away, and it was at the point where even before that, Weird Al even like wrote us a Christmas card. It was probably some generic thing, but anyway. And so I was really excited. Like oftentimes if I want to meet an actor at Comic-Cons, I won't have to wait in line. Like my manager would talk to theirs and I'll kind of like make a little interaction. But for Weird Al, he wasn't able to do that. So I waited in this long line, really excited to try to like relive a little bit of this memory. And when I started talking about it, he just did not. He was just like, it was kind of like a next, like he was just trying to keep the mind moving. I was like, oh, bummer.
Yeah,
cool.
Bummer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
he's one that I would imagine would have just been the coolest.
Right.
Like that's what I was saying. And no, Weird Al, if you're watching
of course, I'm sure he is.
Right.
I'm sure he is very cool. Not throwing shade.
But that's his shtick. Like, just being, like, fun and...
Yeah.
Right.
And maybe, that's what you have to think about, too, if these people are having a bad day. That's the thing, too. Like, people don't take that into account. They're like, this is my star and he should be. And my perspective is like, you're working, you should put on a face. But, not everyone could do that. So I don't know. I guess.
Well, it even extends into like their real world when they're eating dinner and an adoring fan comes up while they're eating dinner, and it's the only chance that adoring fan might ever get to see that person or say hi or do whatever it is. And all they want is a nice interaction. But like, you could be just having a bad day and be pissed off and be like, I'm eating dinner. No. Which isn't even unreasonable. Yeah,
but then dinner is a no-no for most people, except Shaq apparently said he'll like adults, no, but any kid that comes over at dinner, I will entertain them. But apparently dinner just seems to be that kind of...
I mean, that makes sense. I think at Comic-Con, if you go there and then like they're an asshole,
right?
Then it's kind of more shame on the actor because it's like, hey, you're here signing autographs for these fans. I could see the dinner, but still, like, it's either way, it's unfortunate.
It's hard, and like, I mean, but also at Comic-Con, like, are you paying every time you go up to somebody? to get an autograph, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's a transaction taking
Exactly.
place.
That's what it's kind of like. It's a job at that point. You're kind of like,
Right.
all right, even I'm, in my day job, if I have a bad day, my clients aren't going to care. They're like, cool, I paid you for this massage. Like, don't,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, I don't
And
know.
the massage has to be good no matter how your day is.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
If I want a good tip, at least.
Well, yeah, right. Do you so do you travel when you're doing those like conventions, or is it like are you in California?
Yeah, I'm in the Bay Area near San
Okay.
Francisco, and I do travel.
Yeah.
So about 10 years ago, I got reached out to by these managers, and I thought they were like pulling my leg. I didn't think this whole thing existed. But I've been all over the nation going to different Comic-Cons. Like people think of Comic-Con, they think of San Diego Comic-Con, which is the OG one. But there's so many different ones all over the country and the world. Last year, I got connected to an agent and I've been doing them internationally. So I've been to London twice and Ireland.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going to Ireland again next month. I would have been going to Australia in July, but I'll be in my best friend's wedding and I had to turn Australia down. But she said there'll be more opportunities. But either way, yeah, so I get to travel around with these, which is really cool. Meet people all over the place.
Glad it wasn't a scam.
Yeah,
You're
right.
still
It
waiting
wasn't a
to see.
scam.
Still waiting
It
to see
was
if
a
it's a
great side
scam, like the
hustle.
Australia thing might have been. They were like, darn, we almost got her. To go to
Yeah,
Australia
right.
and get her
We'll
for
get
everything.
her next time. So when you go, do you get the like are people dressing up in like Monsters Inc. cosplay and coming up to you?
There's a lot
Is-
of that. Sometimes there's more actors. Sometimes you could be at an event and with like four different actors. Sometimes there's 100 different people like all at a booth. But I mean, Comic-Cons are a big place for cosplay. And so people are dressing up as all sorts of characters. And I definitely get a handful of the little girl that's Boo, the adult that's Boo, the whole family that's, Mike, Sully, and Boo. And so people have made homemade her little purple costume. I've
yep.
seen really cool homemade versions of that. So yeah, people get into it.
Now, do you get asked to say like do the Mike Wazowski or do like is that
That
still
is one
a thing?
of the biggest, the biggest questions, like, can you still do the voice? And I think a lot of people meeting me in person expect me to be older because a lot of the times they get adults to do kids' voices.
Yeah.
And people don't, until I, tell them the story. I was 2.5 to 3.5. I was 5 when it came out. And I'm like, I could say Mike Wazowski, but it's going to sound like Boo after puberty because that's all I can give you.
Mike
Like, Mike
Wazowski.
Wazowski.
Yeah.
So when was that movie actually? It was released in 2001, but when was it actually filmed or I guess animated?
So I know I was brought in around 1998 to 99.
Mm.
And I was brought in pretty early on. Because originally they just needed a little girl to sketch for like character reference. So maybe, yeah. So what was I was 2.5 in 98 because I'm born in 96. But I mean, even before that, they're working on the script. Then before they even know exactly what the characters are like, they're thinking of other things. So that wasn't like the start of when they were working on the movie. That was just when they were ready to like start character design and yeah.
So did I think in your AMA you said that like they just would like your mom would take candy from you to like get like a real legit crying.
Yeah, so it wasn't intentional like child abuse, but like I was running around. There was a couple times like I was running around, I like change in my pocket and it was just making too much background noise. So they took the money away from me. That was a crying scene. Same thing with the candy. The big crying scene where all the lights go off. My mom was actually trying to make me like for the door scene. She was holding me going, and she like threw me up in the air to get me to laugh. And when she caught me, her fingernail just kind of nicked my gum. Like super unintentional. But there I am getting like the most exaggerated cry and scream. And she's trying to comfort me, and the crew's like, no, you can't muffle the noise. So my mom's like holding me like this, and I'm like, Mom. They're like, she can't say Mom. So anyway, yeah, there was some moments like that, all real laughs and cries.
Wow, so legitimate. That okay.
My
Tears,
mom's
legitimate
like, this will come up
tears.
in therapy later. But it was
Right.
good.
What have you
All
done to
worth
me?
it.
Hopefully she doesn't remember. I was talking to somebody about like what you remember as a kid, and I led on to my mom. I said, Mom, my first memory And then I started telling her things. She was like, "Oh my God, you remember that? Oh no."
that's funny. How old
You'd
was
be
that? Like, how old do you think your earliest memory was?
I wasn't. I don't think I was 2, and I'll tell you exactly. I don't think that I've said this on the show. This doesn't come up often. My very first memory, we were sitting because this was at our old. We were only lived in like a little apartment, and I was watching TV, and my mom said, "Hey, Eric, I need you to clean up your Tinker Toys." And I said, "No." And she said, "I'm going to give you one more chance." And I said, "No, I'm watching TV." And she threw those Tinker Toys right in the trash.
Oh no!
Is my
Myrna
very
threw out your
first-
Tinker.
She threw out my Tinker Toys.
Your Tinker Toys gone.
And I never got more Tinker Toys ever. That was a toy that was unattainable.
Oh my God! We need to
Wow.
get you some Tinker Toys.
Yeah, right.
You know what? They look like fun. I wouldn't know because my first memory is losing them.
Oh, that's sad.
So wait, my first memory is also kind of tragic. It was it involved a spider and getting bit in the crotch by it in my mom's minivan. Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah. Wow.
It makes sense that those traumatic memories kind of stick with us.
It's
Right.
not happy. Yeah. So okay, but so recording your, do you remember? I mean, you were so
I was
young.
so I have like random flashes. Like for me, it was essentially I was just playing around the studio,
Sure.
and I remember there was this little game like it's like a magnetic fish game where the fish are like opening their mouths.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So I have a vivid memory of playing that in the studio. And then I have another memory of like running in and there's like the sound responsive or sound bouncy, the foam on the walls. And I kind of remember like running up and rolling around on those. And then that's kind of all I got from the recording. When I was 5, I remember like that's when the premiere happened. I like signed my autograph for the first time, and I kind of remember that. But little flashes.
So I guess now recording is a little bit different. You can do it wherever, but were you ever, I mean, I guess you probably didn't ever have any interaction with John Goodman or Billy Crystal, right? Like they were probably doing their own thing.
Yeah, they used to. I don't know how long ago, but like in the olden days, actors would like get in a
Back
booth
in the
together.
day.
Back in the day. And then at some point they just decided that like if people talked over each other, they would be harder to edit, like things like that. So we're all in our own recording studio at all different time slots, and then they edited it all together. So the first time I actually met everyone was the premiere. So that's after the movie came out. I was 5. And I remember because I'm not a trained actress, we didn't even know what we were getting ourselves into. And I like walk and there's a bunch of camera and everyone's there. And I remember I got really scared. And Billy Crystal like recognized that and like pulled me to the side and kind of talked to me and like kind of got on my level a little bit, made me know it was okay. And then he picked me up and like carried me down the red carpet.
Aw,
which is
that's
kinda
cool.
So yeah, that's kind of like that's when I met everyone. But I don't have like Billy Crystal's number in my phone, unfortunately.
You don't hang out with them?
Hey,
I
calling
don't-
in a favor.
Yeah, right. Well, I was like John Goodman, it's crazy how many Disney movies. I mean, because didn't The Emperor's New Groove come out around the same time as
Was he in
Monsters,
Emperor's
Inc.?
New Groove?
Yeah, he
was,
was
I don't want to call him Poncho.
he was, yeah.
Poncho, is that the character's
Poncho?
name?
Oh,
Pon-
the llama?
No,
He
that was
was- so
David
the-
Spade. He
David
was the
Spade
guy.
w-
He was the villager
I'll have to rewatch
who
it.
David Spade was the emperor, and he gets turned into the llama. But before he got turned into a llama, he was going to knock off the John Goodman's character's house from the top of the mountain for his new beach
Okay.
river mountain home or something.
Okay, I know you're talking about. He's
yeah.
been in a
Poncho.
lot of movies,
Poncho.
period. Like,
Yeah.
Oh
I've
my
seen-
god.
oh my gosh. And it's so crazy to look back and like, if you go into the scrolling credits for Monsters, Inc., it's John Goodman, Billy Crystal, Mary Gibbs, in front of Steve Buscemi somehow.
Yeah, right. I forgot
yeah,
about that.
And I go and I
Oh,
watch
yeah.
these movies with like,
Was
you know,
he
I
the
see-
salamander guy?
yeah,
Randall.
he was Randall.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
been a while since I've watched. It's not on in my house that often.
What? You don't
Oh,
watch
you're
it every
okay.
single day also?
No, not anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just found out that there was a Moana 2. I didn't even know there was
Well,
a
it's not
Moana
out
2.
yet. Oh, no, it is out. Yeah.
I
It came
think
out a
that
couple
one's
years ago.
out. I remember watching that and like I kept thinking it was going to end, and then they would try to do this whole other like climax to the movie. Like
Oh.
I
That
don't
movie
know.
was doing too much.
Yeah.
Well,
Eh.
when the first one came out, that was all we watched.
Moana
That was our
fantastic.
And
That
Moana's
was
a
a great
very good movie. There are worse movies to be like stuck for your kids to be stuck on watching.
That's such a good one.
But then, we were like looking at something the other day, and I was like, "Oh, Moana 2, when's that come out?" Because I knew the live action thing. I couldn't believe that both of those things were going to be happening around the same time.
I forgot about the live action.
The live
one with
action
The Rock.
thing
That's
looks like an
gonna be-
SNL sketch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
With
but
the
one of the
wig.
shorts, the wig, the
wig.
the $200
I
million
don't know why
wig.
they're doing all these live action movies now. I haven't seen Mulan live action, but I heard that was actually a good one. But all the other ones I've seen have been pretty disappointed.
I
oh my
think
God,
the only
I didn't even know there was a live action. I'm out of whack.
Yeah.
There's apparently
I'll
all
tell
these
you,
movies I need to watch.
my favorite live action Disney was Cinderella. I thought Cinderella was done really well, and that came out in, I think, 2015. And that was like the start. I also really liked the Jungle Book live action. I thought that was fun. But then
I need to
like,
watch them. I don't know.
that was good.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where like I just want to see like original stuff.
That's the thing. Yeah. It's like, are you running out of ideas? Like, are you just trying to like milk the money cow? I don't know.
Because I'll tell you what, Zootopia 2 is like Disney at its best, I think. I loved that movie so much, and Zootopia, and it was an original, fresh idea. That's why I think I like Pixar movies so much, because they're all unique, they're all different, and they're just
even all
fun.
5 Toy Stories, they maintain the quality though.
They do.
Yeah.
Was it
For a
Tarantino
sequel.
who said Toy Story 3 it was a masterpiece, and then they fucked it all up with Toy Story 4? I thought Toy Story 4 was good.
Was Toy Story 4 Sporky?
It was.
That
Toy
one?
Story 3 was fantastic.
Yeah.
I have to say I love Toy Story because one of my really good friends is John Morris, the voice of Andy. But no, I would like it either way. I'd like it.
So, did you ever see? Is it Meat Canyon? Meat Canyon.
Oh, Meat Canyon, the animation studio.
And he like did Toy Story, and it was like Andy was like smashing the toys, and he's like, "I know you're alive. Just fucking talk to me."
Okay,
and
I think I know what you're talking about.
And then
it's like drawn really aggressively.
And then they came to
crude.
life, and he was like, "Hey, sorry, bud. As soon as we talk to you, you die." And he's
Okay,
like,
I know what
"What?"
you're talking about. I just had to Google it to get the visual. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
So you said one of your best friends.
We met through Comic-Cons, and we actually got the same international agent. So we traveled to London together.
Oh, cool.
And we kind of market ourselves as like the Pixar kids. And now we also have our friend Emily. She was the voice of Bonnie in Toy Story 3.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the voice of Nemo to join our little Pixar crew.
Oh, my God.
So we're like the voice of Miguel and Coco. So we're kind of like banding together to kind of market ourselves to Comic-Cons.
Genius.
Yeah, but John and I became close. We traveled around to quite a few shows together at this point, and
that's cool.
Well, that's awesome. Have you seen? I don't remember. I've seen a couple instances of this where a bunch of voice actors will get together and do their voices and put themselves in different situations, and it's like, oh, you'd never hear the person that voices Master Chief hanging out with the person that voices.
You know who?
Those are cool.
We had Matt Hill on, who voiced Single D Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie. And
I love that show.
They do that. Like, they'll all get together with the guy who voiced like Johnny Bravo and Courage, but then they'll like swap, do like just kind of fun. And it's,
like, what do you think about that,
or
Johnny?
it'll be like the voice of like the OG Dora. And
I
she'll
just did a Comic-Con with her.
Did you? She
Yeah,
seems super nice. I always see her videos pop up, and it just seems super. And that makes me happy that like all of these people that we grew up with are the friendly ones, and it seems like
and you mentioned Courage, Marty Graustein. He's another one I've done a few shows with, and he's like the life of every show. He's so great.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What a voice too. Like, I just think back to Courage. Like, there's a lot going on there.
Eric, that was a good Courage.
Thank you.
Can I tell you? So, Mary, we tried voice acting for 1 hour.
You can't even call it voice acting. We just tried to read something from a script for our show. Like, welcome to Daddies, the podcast. And like, it turns out, like, when we have to just be like reading something, no,
it's hard. Yeah.
It is hard. It was so difficult.
It was so bad that we ended up having to hire Caitlin Becker to do the.
Now maybe we did, and she's great, but we like tried and we thought that we had landed on something that was good. And we were like, all right, we flexed out and said, all right, that feels good. And we showed it to our wives and they were like, each separately, they were like, ooh, I
Oh,
wouldn't put that
no.
at the beginning of your
Fucking
show.
trash.
Yeah,
It was so bad.
through the Comic-Cons, I met C. Andrew Nelson. He wore the Darth Vader suits in majority of the Star Wars movies.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
does special effects and does voices for the video games and stuff. But he directs and produces these audio shows. It's a part of a company called Adventurous Ideas. So he has one. I think the production's almost done. The first episode's on YouTube as like a sneak preview, but it's called Heroes of Extinction. And it's about a superhero that's getting older, and as he loses his powers, he's looking for like the second in line. So he approached me at a Comic-Con once, and he was like, "Mary, I think that you're the perfect fit for one of the main characters in my audio show." And I told him, I was like, "I haven't acted. Like, I was 3. I just ran around the studio. I used to like theater when I was little, but that's long gone." But he was like, "No, I believe in you. I have faith." And luckily, I had him because it was like acting school 1-on-1 or 101, like when we were in the booth. But it gave me a whole new found respect for voice actors. Just being alone in a booth, making it seem like you're not reading, like getting all these emotions out. Like there's a lot that goes into it. My trick was like, I don't know, it's not the best advice, but I wouldn't study the scripts. I would go into it like pretty fresh, like whole, like just to kind of like get my natural reactions instead of like trying to overthink it and how am I going to say this. I would just go in not knowing anything about the story, and as it unfolded, I'd have like my like how I felt about it then.
This is you discovering this thing that happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but I feel like too, you get in your own head. And like if you're reading the script and then like I feel like now you're hell bent on it being this way instead of it being like a legitimate reaction. And two, being able to, because when you watch a movie and someone's acting, not saying acting's easy, like I know it's not, but you get to use every part of you on the screen. So like it's easier to
and you
kind
can
of
feed off other
Right.
actors in that situation.
If you're just reading in a booth or as some people record in a fucking closet,
yeah.
with a light and a microphone, that's difficult. That's
And the
hard.
people that can even like make voices, like even when you, Eric, did so. I mean, like when I played Janessa, it was just my voice. Like, yeah, sure, I got some of like emotions out, and we acted in one way, shape, or form. But like my friend Emily, who's the voice of Bonnie, she's the voices she could make herself do. I'm just like I'm mind blown.
Do you think that that's something that you can learn how to do, or you're just naturally good at doing that?
Well, I think you could probably learn, but like you kind of mentioned, like I get in my head. I get to like, how is this going to make me look weird? Or, I get to second those kind of thoughts where I would have to take like some improv classes or kind of like learn to break out of that shell. But I think if you practice in the mirror and you try to, a lot of people suggest that if you want to get into voice acting, like start by just doing impressions or impersonations or whatever. And like, so I'm sure it's something you could learn. I think maybe some people are more naturally like have a different kind of vocal range or whatever. Like there's probably some genetics there in some way. But yeah, I think a lot of it's mental for me.
Well, and then you get like the people who that like Andrew Garfield learned how to sing for a movie. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's wild that people are so good at something, that they are so good at acting that they can learn how to sing.
I'm gonna look this up. But what was it? Was it Labyrinth?
Like
is that David Bowie?
Yeah,
with the
Jim Henson.
Yeah,
that's a trippy movie.
Didn't he learn how to what's that little crystal ball that you have to make like the movements with to make it
looks like it's like floating around you?
Yeah, didn't he learn how to do that like really well just for that movie?
I also heard if you start Dark Side of the Moon at the beginning of or what is it?
It's Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
And I actually did that with a group of friends.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry, guys. Wait, I'm so sorry. It was actually performed by a professional juggler, Michael Moxkin, who stood behind him with his arms through his cloak.
Okay.
Oh, no. Well, now I'm going to have to watch that because that's even more impressive.
Yeah, right. Okay, hold on. Back pedal.
Sorry.
Wizard of Oz.
So it's Wizard of Oz. If you play it, so it's right when the lion roars, you play the Dark Side of the Moon, like the first song, like in order. it does kind of like, she's walking and it's like do 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 do, or like little things kind of match up to like
I've
what they're
heard that.
doing.
I've heard that too.
So
Yeah.
who the fuck was sitting there one day and they were like, all right, man. Like I'm gonna
Well,
assume a lot of weed
I'll
or
tell
some
you,
hard
yeah,
drugs
that's exactly
involved.
who it was.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's vague. It's not like as spot on as I was hoping it
Yeah.
to be with how much I've heard people talk about it. But it was like, okay, if you're really messed up, like I could see how you could like think that this is
Like,
exactly
I
what's
love
Yeah.
what? Well, that's how it used to be for me and Labyrinth. Like that was my movie. And I think it was my movie because people told me this has to be the movie you watch. So I would like sneak and go out back. My parents would be sleeping, I'd smoke the devil's lettuce and then we'd watch
Wait,
that
really?
movie.
That's the
Yeah.
movie?
Labyrinth. Yeah, man. On fucking VHS.
I
Wow.
love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was my life.
I don't know if I've seen it maybe ever
It's
in
good.
in its
It's
entirety.
just weird.
Have you guys ever seen Cool World?
No.
Cool World.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
so you've seen Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
So Cool World is similar in the sense that it's both live action and animation.
Okay.
It's one of Brad Pitt's earliest movies, but it's the first movie my dad ever worked on. And if you want a weird movie, you gotta watch that.
Cool.
It's like so
World.
bad it's good.
Oh,
like, it's
yeah,
a
it
cult
does look like
classic.
Roger Rabbit. Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's
look at
like
that is
the,
Brad Pitt.
the premise is like this animation character wants to like sleep with a human to like enter the human world. It's like it's
As
definitely
one
an adult
does.
animation. Like it's
Wait, that's fantastic.
yeah, it's worth a watch.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I hope
Holy
it's streaming
shit.
somewhere because I'm like cheap. And if it's like, I'll just wait till. Oh, okay, Paramount. It looks like it's streaming on that.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It looks
So
like
you
it,
said this
yeah.
was, you said your dad worked on this?
It was my dad's first movie he ever worked on. And then he went to Disney and worked on Pocahontas, and then it was Pixar. But that was like one of his first like official movie.
That's
And yeah,
fucking
Brad Pitt
cool.
was super young. Yeah, so anyway, that's a weird movie worth a watch if you
Wow.
have some
And I do
free time.
look, I love me some Brad Pitt. So
Yeah.
That's the second you referenced 12 Monkeys earlier, Greg. You
Yeah.
thought that's what I was talking about.
and
Yeah,
I thought it was
but-
5 monkeys.
But
That was 7
I don't know
monkeys.
if I've
12
heard of that
I
one.
remember watching 12 Monkeys is like an apocalyptical, like the world is like almost ending and everybody retreats underground. I also don't remember a lot about the
I
plot
just
of
wrote
this
it
movie,
down.
but you remember that Brad Pitt's actually like a good actor because in that movie he does not look handsome at all. Like he's not just a pretty face in that movie. He's just
What
a good
about
actor.
Brad
Oh,
Pitt in
interesting.
Friends?
Was he in Friends?
I never
was in
watched. I
Friends.
never got into Friends.
I didn't get into
Was
Friends
Brad Pitt
either.
in it?
He was
As like a regular?
yeah, he was like Phoebe's love interest before Paul Rudd, I believe, or maybe it was Jennifer.
This is
Rachel's.
me finding out that Paul Rudd is also in
Yeah,
Friends.
so Paul Rudd's character marries Phoebe in like the final season of Friends,
Huh.
and I think that was like right after Clueless, or
Mm.
maybe a little bit after.
I do love
Um,
Clueless. I saw
but-
Clueless the musical.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was fantastic.
So, but Clueless, isn't the premise of the movie she like ends up getting with her brother, or is it her stepbrother?
That is the premise. Yes. Yes, it is.
Huh? That's a wild
I-
movie.
I've never seen this movie, but
You have to
And-
now.
Yeah,
I guess I
right.
do. My interest.
There's some other movies I know of that have the same exact.
Now I might have seen
premise.
those movies. I usually skip that part though. Yeah.
Oh.
Mary, I know you gotta hop off soon, but
I
real
know I've
fast.
been on a CrossFit kick. I'm sorry.
I know,
That's
no,
great.
Good for
Good
you.
on you for not
Good
because I would.
for
This
you.
is the part where I would be like, I'll just do that another time. Good on you for not.
But before you go, do you have any like cons or conventions coming up in the near future that you're gonna be at?
I do. Well, I have one in Galway, the west coast of Ireland, if anyone's over there. That's in June. And then I have Bell County Comic Con in Texas, first week of August. I have another one the last week of August. I should know this. They all blend together. But
We'll
what I'm really
post 'em.
excited for is the Cajun Con. That's the first weekend in December. And that's like an hour away from New Orleans. So that'll be fun.
Do you have anything
Con, that
coming up
sounds
on
like
the
fun.
East Coast?
I need to get to the East Coast more. So stay tuned. Sometimes they'll pop up. Yeah, I haven't done too many on the East Coast, but I really want to.
It's a
So
far trip. That's a
Yeah.
far
let me
trip,
know
though.
if you have any Comic-Con recommendations that I
Yeah,
can use
I
on my
got
way
you.
into.
If you do a convention in like Philly or Baltimore, Eric and I
Yeah.
We'll be there.
come out. Yeah, we'll be there.
I would love
We
that.
don't go to enough of those things, but they look like fun.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
but if you do get out, and we'll post everything. But
Mhm.
thank you for taking time out of your busy day, and
Oh, thanks for
Yeah.
thanks
we've
for having me,
enjoyed.
reaching
Yeah,
out, and
absolutely.
Visual Boo. That's my Instagram. That's normally where I'll post Comic Cons. Then I was gonna mention briefly, Monsters Inc. 3 just got
What?
the green light. Yeah, and I emailed the only person I know now at Pixar, who's the head of PR. I was like, hey, if Boo's grown up, I'm grown up.
You say, so am I. Yeah.
So am I. I'm like, think of the press. And they were like, well, it's too early in the development, but we'll forward your email over to casting to get you on the radar. So wish me luck for that.
I hope. Yes.
1
Yes.
million lux your
Sending
way.
Good,
that would be
good
amazing.
vibes. Yeah, and
Good vibes
positive.
that way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
So
awesome.
that'll
Well,
be cool.
congratulations, and on you
Thanks.
played one of the most iconic Pixar characters.
My dad was
So-
in the right meeting at the right time.
That's it.
what I like to say.
That's usually all you need. Yeah.
That's usually all you need. So thank you. It's
Awesome.
been fun.
Cool.
Thanks,
Great
Mary.
talking
Nice
with
meeting
you.
you.
All right. Nice meeting you guys.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, let me ask, what is your favorite Pixar movie? Because I was thinking about that the entire time she was talking, and I'll let you go first.
Hold
before
on. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to.
So yeah, let's get a list
on that.
of pull up every Pixar movie.
Pixar movies.
Um,
List of Pixar films on Wikipedia.
do you ever wish not like I am like, oh, my parents aren't cool, but like that's a pretty fucking cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Let's see. As I'm going through the list,
The first Pixar movie obviously is Toy Story.
Yes, it sure is the very first.
Wait, can I give you a list of what I think the list of Pixar movies?
Let's go.
Okay,
Let's
you ready?
go.
All right, here we go. You ready? Do
It
you
would
got
be
the
best
list?
if you could do it. I do have a list. It would
Okay,
be best
I'm going to
if you
do
could
from
it in-
earliest to newest.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
please.
You ready? Toy
Yes.
Story.
Yes.
Okay. A Bug's Life.
Oh, yes.
And then I'm going to say Toy Story 2.
Sure was.
And then I'm going to say Monsters, Inc.
I hate you so much. That is the next one.
After that, you ready?
Yes.
Be Finding Nemo.
Yep. You're a freak.
After Finding Nemo, I'm going to have to go. Ooh, this is where it gets hard for me. I'm going to say The Incredibles
It sure was. November 5th, 2004.
and then Cars.
Yep.
What year?
Why
What year was Cars?
Cars is 2006.
So then after that would have been. See, now I don't. Was it Cars 2?
So, no.
So now then I can start to get confused.
So
with
I'll
the
tell
dates.
you this. The only hint I'll give you is that Cars was 2006. And then there's a movie every single year until 2014.
So okay, so give me the
After Cars is Ratatouille in 2007.
Oh shit, I forgot about. Okay, and then after Ratatouille was WALL-E,
Yep, which we just talked about.
and then after WALL-E was probably Cars 2.
You're missing two movies in between that, in between WALL-E and Cars 2.
Okay, so we have what? You have Toy Story 3 was 2010, so it
Yep.
wasn't that. Brave was later too, I think.
Correct.
So I got WALL-E.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
WALL-E was
I
2008.
don't.
You're gonna kick yourself for this. 2009 was Up.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
Up,
And
Okay.
then you already got Toy Story 3.
and then
Um,
Cars 2,
Cars 2, correct.
and then what year was Cars 2?
Cars 2 was 2011.
So then it was Brave,
Sure was.
and then after that, so what year was Brave?
2012.
So then 20, and then after that was
I wouldn't blame you for missing this one.
what year was the next one?
2013.
Okay, so Inside Out was 2015. So
That is correct.
So then it was it wasn't Cars 3
No.
because that was like not that long ago.
Right. Well, you'd be
Oh,
surprised.
fuck me. Monsters University.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, okay. And then Inside Out,
Yep.
and then Inside
And
Out
then
was
there's a second movie in 2015, and you should know this movie.
The Incredibles 2.
Nope. You must have loved this movie so much you named your kids after one of the characters.
Oh my God, The Good Dinosaur.
The Good
which ironically
Dinosaur
enough,
was
I
the
hate
second
that
movie.
movie.
But you named your
Because
son
Arlo is such a dick in that movie. He
Arlo
lets
the
his
dinosaur?
fucking dad
Yeah.
die because he's such
Yeah.
a pussy.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so then that was what? 2015?
That was the second movie of 2015. Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe that. That seems like it came out forever ago. So then what was the
Mhm.
next one? What year?
2016.
The Incredibles 2.
Nope.
Cars 3.
Nope.
Now
Nope,
I
you got
don't.
Finding Dory was 2016.
Wow, that was 10 years ago? Holy
Ye-
shit.
Yeah. And then it was Cars 3.
Okay.
And then you named Incredibles 2, but that's not the next one after Cars 3.
What year was the next one after Cars 3?
So Cars 3 shares a movie in 2017. 2 movies dropped in 2017. Cars 3 and...
Was it a good one?
I thought it was good, but it's probably the one that I've seen like the least. It was fine.
What was it about? Just tell me. You can just tell me.
Is Coco.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I forgot about Coco.
Yeah,
What year was that?
yeah.
2017?
2017, and then 2018 was The Incredibles.
Okay,
2.
Incredibles
I'm sorry,
2.
The Incredibles 2.
Okay.
2019, do you got one?
2019 was Toy Story 4.
That is correct.
And then what was the next year?
2020.
2020
There's
was...
2 movies in 2020.
So 2020, I feel like Lightyear? No?
No.
Then I... Oh. Soul was one.
That's correct. That was later in the year.
Oh, and Onward.
Onward.
Onward's
I forgot.
amazing.
I forgot about Onward, but Onward was
might be
really great.
the most touching Pixar movie, I think, of all of them, especially at the end with
really
the dad. Yeah.
Oh, unless you count the beginning of Up.
Yeah, right. Also fucking sad.
So then there's one movie in 21, and I don't think
that
that
was
I saw this.
Lightyear.
No.
Elemental?
No.
Then I don't
Before
know.
these, Luca. I don't know what that is.
Okay, Luca, the sea monsters. We watched Luca every fucking
I don't think
day,
that I've seen
too.
Luca at all.
I mean, dude, I shit you not, we watched Luca 3 times today. So.
So there's 2 and 22. You've already named Lightyear.
Elemental?
Elemental was actually 23.
I don't know then.
22 was Turning Red, which I really liked. Turning Red.
Okay. That was
that's the one where she was turning into the
we
red
watched
panda.
that movie when we lived with you.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah,
we
yeah,
actually
yeah.
watched it with Silas and Sam. I think we watched it when we were watching them one night. I think you guys were out doing something, and we all watched
doing
that
something.
movie. I'm doing. And then what was the next year?
23, which you've already named Elemental.
Elemental.
Which I
Okay.
haven't seen that one either.
And that's good. That's good.
And then 24. I think you didn't name this movie already.
2020.
It's a sequel.
It's
It's the final sequel of this list.
Inside Out 2, which was also good.
Yep.
And then what was the next year?
2025 and 2026. Those are your last 2.
So I know 2026 was Hopper.
Yep.
And I have not seen that, but I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah.
And then 2025.
I've never heard of this, but it shares a name with a pizza.
Oh, Elio.
Elio's Pizza.
Okay. I have not seen that either. Okay. So,
Greg, that was
pretty damn good, right?
Good.
That was pretty fucking good. I would like
Yeah.
to say, especially because...
Give yourself a round of applause.
So what's your favorite, though, if you had to pick one out of
If I had to
all of
pick
those?
one out of all of those, God, it honestly might be. I think it's got to be Toy Story, which
Like
sounds
the OG Toy
the
Story?
OG Toy Story. I think
See,
it holds such a special place in my heart that
Okay.
you know what? Finding Nemo is also a
Finding
really good
Nemo is
movie.
good.
But out of all of these movies, there wasn't a movie other than Toy Story that I watched a whole lot. Because honestly, Toy Story came out in 1995. I'd have been 7 when that movie came out. I had just turned 7 years old. The rest of those movies, I was getting progressively older. A Bug's Life was after that, and Toy Story 2 was after that.
And then it starts to get lame.
So now Monsters, Inc. comes out in 2001. I was probably, I remember where I was in 2001. I was in middle school, and how cool are you? You know what I was almost doing in middle school? Watching the Chappelle Show.
Yeah, right.
Not at the same
South
exact time.
Park.
I was right about to watch it. And you ain't watching Monsters, Inc. and then turning over to the Chappelle Show unironically.
Right. And I think the only time that, to be honest, that I used to watch a lot of those Pixar movies as I got older, the teachers would show them in the classroom. That's how I saw Monsters, Inc. in science class.
I remember our Spanish teacher actually put on Toy Story, the Spanish version of Toy Story, because every kid's seen it, 100 times. So I know the lines.
Yeah, right. Not dubbed. Well, that's how it was for me with Finding Nemo in German.
Ew.
And it was Das. I can't.
Das Nemo.
Das ist swimming. It's like, it just sounds fucking evil.
That's funny.
Wanted to just keep swimming. But you know what? What a nice individual Mary was.
Yeah. She was sweet. That was awesome.
She was. But again, I'm envious of like I wish I had Pixar dad, yeah, or just
Pixar dad would be cool.
Animating dad, that's fucking cool.
I wish my dad actually worked on the set of Star Wars. That would be cooler than Pixar dad.
Where's your dad now?
Yeah, my dad. He lives in Florida, and I think he's an alcoholic and he smokes a lot of cigarettes, which also that doesn't sound too bad. Thanks for listening to Daddies the Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a review, and give us a like. We'll see you next time.